Love 101, and it's time for Alive Highlights. Hey, remember, we are live on Facebook and we are also live on YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. I need you to sign on, rock on, roll on, jump on. Whatever you got to do, just ensure that you are on the live right now. So, I normally play Good Morning by Nana Moses, right? You know, right? Well, I'll be talking with him today in Zara Live Highlights. And he is a CEO, preacher, poet, and filmmaker. And whole heap more, I'm sure. Whole heap of hats. Hey, his name is Kevin Calvert, aka Nana Moses. Hey, good afternoon to you, Nana Moses. Welcome to Alive 1 to 5 on the Family Station Love 101.
Good evening, good afternoon, my friend. Peace and love.
Good afternoon. What's up? What's up?
I'm good, I'm good. I'm blessing the Lord and just giving praise. Every day above ground is a good day.
Amen. Amen. Preacher, preach.
Preach.
I love
that. Good morning to
Good
listeners across the world.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I must say, I absolutely love that song, by the way. One of my favorites from you.
Go again, please.
That's one of my favorite songs from you.
Oh boy, you're so kind. You make an artist like me feel good about myself and the work. Thank you.
Oh, you should. You're doing a great job. Mm-hmm. No, Nana Moses, your real name is Kevin Calvert.
Yes.
How did you get the name Nana Moses?
Well, the long and short of it, how can I tell that story quickly now? Well, I was going to a community college and someone had a vision while they were praying, and they said they saw something coming out of a farm. And when they looked, they recognized as the darkness transformed into light, and me. So I took that. I kept it like Mary and I pondered it in my heart, thought nothing much of it, until years later I entered JCDC to recite an original piece. And they said they want me to use a pen name, not my real name. So I said Moses, because, the farm that I saw, the person saw, they said they heard a voice saying, he shall be called Moses, when after the night, the darkness faded away and they saw this figure. Then the figure became me, and they heard a voice saying, he shall be called Moses. So years later, when I entered JCDC to do an original piece, they said they want a pen name. So remember the name Moses. So I said Moses. And unfortunately, somebody was using the name Moses. So I said, boy, it done this or not. I can't bother with it. And then a friend of mine from Italy called me and said, what's up, Nana? And I said, what?
Nana?
She said, God said you are his Nana. I said, what that mean? She said, well, Nana in West Africa, Ghana, where I'm from, is a title given to a king or an official person. I said, well, so I said, Nana Moses for the competition. And the name stuck. Ever since then, a man or woman said, what's your name? I say, Kevin Calvert. No, the other name, Nana Moses. All right. So that's how the name Nana Moses came about.
Okay. No, we see and no, we understand. Because I'm like, Kevin Calvert, that's very far from Nana Moses.
Can I tell you?
No, Reverend, as you are Reverend Kevin Nana Moses Calvert. Yes. You're also a writer, director, producer, social advocate, artist, and whole heap of things. But before I get into all of these titles, take us back in time when you were growing up. What was that like for you? Where were you born?
Well, I was born in Port Antonio, Portland, a place called Bonebrook Road, more popular known as Janga Gully Golf Road. Yep, that's where I'm from.
Janga Gully?
Yes.
It had a lot of Jangas?
Janga, yeah, man. So right now they talk Janga, yeah, man. I give you a strong back and make you. Yeah, that's where I'm from. Janga Gully in Port Antonio. First son of Morris and Morris Calvert and Minfia Douglas. Grew up like every other child, playing in river, going sea and just enjoying life. Went to Port Antonio High School, of which proud graduate, of which I was the head boy during my time. Got saved in the New Testament Church of God Battle Factory. I don't know. A lot of excitement. And then from then, the Lord just opened the door. A man's gift make room for him and became world traveler. So I went to Community Bible School in Senton. From there, went did some other things. Traveled, try to educate yourself, push on in life. And
Yes.
one thing remains constant is that once God has called you for a purpose, you have to obey.
Amen. Amen. So what was growing up like for you? Chores and those things.
But I have two goats. But I have one. But I have one goat that I have to take care of. We have a goat called Betty, and another one called forgive me please, Big CD. And so
Oh Lord.
I have to take care of those goats. And then just summertime, bush climbing mango tree, going to church. It was just fun. Not like now when people are worried about gunshot and are worried about a lot of other things. It was a good time, real good time, fun time as a child, living in Port Antonio.
Awesome. Now let's get into the meat of the matter. I don't know which one comes first. I don't know. So tell us
Figure it out.
the order. Writer, director, which one did you pursue first?
Well, I think it started with me as a writer, writing poems from I was a teenager. And then after a while, you start to visualize that these poems are not just something, not mere elocution, but there are things you can demonstrate. So I moved from there into performance poetry, and from performance poetry get into theater. So we started to doing those, and then music is a critical part.
Yes.
We start to blend the music for what we do, put in music to poetry, and then from there we recognize that, well, there are places in the world I just can't go with a big team, but I can carry my film and my music in my pocket.
Yes.
And so after that, I went and studied again. I went to digital film school in Canada to do to learn how to do movies, and then we came back and continue to work as social advocate, just using those things to tell the story. Yeah.
Wow, I'm here writing down, so I have them in order now because it's.
They mix up and blend them, man.
Only.
Not in another order. When you deal with artists, you can't deal with order. Only one order and a God order.
God order.
After that, it's just mix up and blender.
Mix up and blender. All right, now thank you so much, Nana Moses. Now earlier you mentioned that you entered the JCDC. Now, did you enter with a poem? Or
man, we used to do, back in them days, I made do dialect, I made do standard English pieces and all kind of thing. So a dialect, for example, that I did, youth, respect your elder. Hey, grandpa, take off your dirty clothes them. Hey, so I'm starting. Hey, grandpa, take off your dirty clothes them. But share, I could have hold that the boy they had cut to. Lord, I could have never me. For after them I clothes when me have on, not dirty. And I only 1 month, 4 weeks, and 28 days since me have on them. And them still have been wallet more wearing at them. Hey, you boy, with the flitter slip and camel face. And who you are talk to? A bright, you bright and flower roaches. Hey, cut. So they have moved. Well, the whole society has shifted from values and attitude, and so through that piece, you would have respect for your elders. We sought to speak to proper mannerisms and how you should treat your elders and deal with some other issues in that. So I cut it short for your listeners who want to hear more. I think you have to just find some of these things. I think I have them on YouTube.
On your YouTube.
But we're not here to speak to the dialects. Other things at times have essence. So back to you.
Beautiful. You are quite a character. Versatile indeed. So from the writer and my goodness, I love how you carry it across I just love it. It's so nice. It's so nice. We want to listen when we're hearing you, but we're listening. You literally go into character. No, you're not a shy person. You've never been, right?
Yes, me shy. Me
What is
shy.
it?
Me shy.
What is that?
Me shy in various contexts. It
What
depends.
in various contexts? Because you are, first of all, you're well traveled, and you're well learned in terms of you're a preacher, poet, songwriter, filmmaker. What you know about Shy?
Listen. You know, as an artist, that is why I suppose you have Nana Moses and you have Kevin Calvert, because to meet Kevin, you know, perhaps you'll come across a shy person who will just perhaps choose not to speak. But as an artist, you have to do what you have to do. So you talk about being learned. Once you're exposed to the extraordinary, you cannot go back to being ordinary. So it's like, no, I'm studying, we're doing our master's in cultural study. And so there are so many things we are digging into that the people need to know. So the piece they like, for example, Good Morning, it's not just a song. It is me exploring with a certain, going back, well, starting what we call a trend to say good morning now. It's linked to our culture. When somebody says good morning to you, they're really, it's for you to know what that means. You have to travel outside of Jamaica and see how people walk past you and not say hello or nothing. And then you say, Lord, then can I say morning?
I know.
And then my grandmother said to me, Kevin, if sometimes some people that they don't even deserve good morning, they say morning. So you see how you use the culture. Good morning to pass and various messages and so on. But one thing as Jamaicans we know is good morning. So good morning, Jamaica. Let every day be a good morning. Morning, noon, or night. Good morning.
Good morning. I love it. And talk to us more about that song, because it's not a normal song.
Is it a song really?
Well,
you know.
You're mixing with a bit of revival sound.
Yes.
Talk to us about that. What inspired that song?
The people of Jamaica. The people of Jamaica. And who we are and the rhythms that is in us.
Yes.
And going back to the same thing I tell you, the culture. Good morning.
Good morning.
And then I think certain things are happening in Jamaica during that time. Well, something's always happening. And
I know.
Let me bring some words of affirmation through the eyes of a so-called typical country pastor. We understand the language in its purest Jamaican form. Yeah. So that's what it is.
I love it. So how did the revival part come into play now?
Can you ask a Portlander? Really? Really? Portland about revival, about the culture from Dinky Minute, all those things. Portland will come from.
Oh my! I'm right beside you now. I'm St. Thomas.
Oh, there you go. One of our popular poets says, "Them should know say St. Mary me come from." Well, you should know say Portland me come from.
Oh my goodness! Nana Moses. Now, what did you want to be growing up as a child? Did you always envision yourself here?
Well, not well. As a child, I wanted to do business.
Business.
And I wanted to do something that would allow me to move from place to place. And I remember trying to from very early, because I became a Christian at age 14, and from then things kind of changed, and I said, okay, Lord, I've dedicated myself to you. One thing is clear for me, is that I want to be an evangelist. I was called to be an evangelist. I saw that clearly. But over the years, I recognized that the call of God is not static, because God is not static. Yeah. And God will allow you to become different things to different people. As a matter of fact, the message remains the same, the good news, but the container in which it is placed, whether it is poetry, drama, dance, music, whatever it is God has called you to do, God will find the avenues for you to express it. We are all strategically placed by God. You don't know. Yep.
You don't know. Just a moment. I have to take a quick break to do the time signal. Hey, this is Love Water 1 FM, the family station. You are inside of Live Highlights. I am talking with Kevin Calvert, aka Nana Moses. And of course, I gotta say, good morning. So come.
The Financial Services Commission, promoting integrity in the Jamaican financial sector. The time by the Financial Services Commission is
3:15. All right, so we're back, Nana Moses.
Yes.
I'm
here.
I'm here too. All right, so we want to talk about the challenges you would have encountered doing music, your inspiration when you're writing your pieces, your song. I know you have fused them, the poetry, the drama, and the music. I know you have fused them. So tell us about the challenges, your experience, inspiration, and those things. Talk to us.
Okay, so what? Wow, my story is quite colorful, but so let me just choose a part of it, a part of the color.
All right.
When I was like I said, I knew who God has called me to be, and I recognized the art form and how and the kind of impact it has on people. And so I'm not telling my age now, but I remember having the opportunity for the first time to travel to England. The first time I've ever traveled. No, that's a story. I go foreign for the first time. I not even know elevator, much less. I'm leave for Antonio. I'm gonna find myself now in a first world country. I think one next time we talk about that.
Wait, I want to hear that story, Nana, but after.
But anyway, when I at 18, going on 19, I got the opportunity to go to travel and so to perform my pieces. And there I recognized that people were not just enjoying the pieces, but I recognized as well that I could actually earn from this.
Yes.
Because my parents, my father being a teacher, wanted me to be an engineer like himself, for example. And I chose now. I was already having difficulty to articulate what I wanted to be as a child, and I switched to being a pastor or church worker. He wasn't quite sure that I would have been able to take care of myself with that. Yeah. And so it was always a challenge proving to my peers that I want to be an artist and that I will be able to have to actually survive from this. So when I went to England, I start earn. I remember back then, may I make, as an 18-year-old, may I make over £1,000 per show.
What you saying to me?
Why? It was just life-changing. And so I came back to Jamaica now to perform and to do this. It was hard. So when I did my first album called Poem of Inspiration, for example, I didn't have the avenues to bring it out. And then I went again. I decided to be consistent, and I did what I call a cut off class, where I added more music to it. I changed my game somewhat. People started to know the name in some places. Me I travel, yes, but I still was not having that breakthrough until when I went to study I was studying, doing my degree in theology at UWI. Again, the voice of God came to me in a real strong way and said, listen, you can do the things you want, but don't abandon the creative side. And so I had a difficulty, I said, what am I going to do? Because I have all these work, but I didn't have the avenue. So how did I overcome? I created my own brand. I created Kairos Creation Productions. And that became now an avenue through which now I'll market, promote all of my work. So if somebody says to me, Nana, you're not really fitting here, so a DJ, we're a DJ around here, so we don't have to place no point. I say, okay, so I create my own platform. It goes again, and after a while now, I recognize that I need to create my own production. So hey, what am I saying, Sarah? I have always been on the road which is less traveled, the road less traveled. And so I cannot wait for people to tell me what to do and how to do. I have to identify what I want to do, create the space for it, and go and do it. If me ever sit down and wait for you to tell me and make something go on for me, perhaps me dead if you're hungry, even though you have good intention. So me never wait for nobody. Me just know, me just all more have to know is that God is saying to me, no, and this stuff we do. I'm gonna say, yeah, God. Sometimes I don't even sure if a God tell me, but God look and say, He's so persistent in doing this and believing that I am with Him. So guess what? May God bless Him.
Oh, glory to God. I love that.
I overcome it by faith, being persistent, by creating my own path and doing it. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Nana Moses. And boy, you're just inspiring me right now, you know. But
Good, good, good.
you mentioned that you went overseas, right? You went to England and you
Mm.
were working like $1,000
Mm.
pounds.
As an artist, yeah. Yeah.
Well, at the
Yeah.
time, you know,
Yeah.
you promoted that, you know, Nana.
Listen, when you get the money in my hand, my girl, you know what? Me never accustomed to England, English pound,
Right.
sterling. When my granny send me money, maybe a little 10 something or whatever. Some of them know send the money bigger than that. So me I see them 50 pound and it look big. Me I look at it, it's fat, you know, it
Yes.
just broad and spread out like cocoa leaves. Some of them, me I say, watch it, watch it, watch it. It was just, listen, nothing is wrong, and in being in affirming oneself. And nothing is wrong in earning. And I thought, and I believe at the time, God was saying to me, listen, not only that your gift can make room for you, but you can earn from this. And people have asked me, a lot of people have asked me, you can make money from this? Of course, make money from this. How may live? You have to just find the way. It's not just through poetry. You don't know. You just discover. You just discover. Good morning. A lot of your listeners, perhaps for the first time, they're gonna even hear me. Nana Moses, Nana. But may I do this for years?
Years.
So I am an advocate. So I'm not just doing poetry to make money, and I'm not just doing film or production to make money. I'm doing it because this is my call. This is what God has called me to do. So I've created other productions, as perhaps would mention, like Where is Melissa? That speaks to human trafficking.
Again,
I've
right.
done rescue and I was a consultant, creative consultant for the Ministry of Justice. I have done Hear My Cry, that is sexual abuse against children. That's a production by itself that carries a symposium. I have recently done Charm, done what you call Against All Odds, I'm a Survivor. That is this a film, a story, a docudrama about a young man at 14 who discovered that he had cancer and how he overcame it. And I told his story through film. And now presently, I just came from the country because I was in studio. Here we have a studio with my producer Joshua Clark, working on the theme song Against All Odds. And so I have done. I'm also doing what you call a lament for Jamaica's children. Every day we have a ball for the picture.
Yes, yes.
I'm an artist. I'm not just reflecting what is happening in society and well made and bad through poetry, but me have to do something about it. So I've created a film. I've rallied my musical alliances. I'm gonna say make we do something. So me I create music. Me write for people. I have done things with written for and collaborated with people like Lester Lewis, all Lewises, Lester Lewis, Narita Lewis, Clive Warren, Marsha Jarrett,
Nicolette.
is now Lee Priest. I've done a lot. I've worked with these people. Nicole Robinson.
Right.
I'm only calling these names because these are names perhaps that your viewers might know. All these people have won JCDC gospel nationally. And so I've used these talents and I've brought them on board to say, listen, let us all advocate in this way. So me I do film, me I do poetry, me I do drama, me can dance, me collaborate with people from Edna Manley. I'm a collaborator. I am attracted to professionalism and excellence. So I want to and I try to work with them and I empower myself under Kairos Creation Productions. Yeah, so that's what I go on now, what I go on.
Awesome. So why was it hard for you when you came back to Jamaica from overseas?
As a young man, still discovering the talent. And Jamaica, let us not forget now, you're coming from a first world country that already they have the opportunities, the legacies, they have the avenues to expose you and to pay you. In Jamaica, we only a JCDC. We never, even though the music fraternity, the gospel fraternity, are trying to figure its way through and bring some structure to it and all these things. We didn't have that. And so, especially as a Christian, I'm trying to make sure I just walk certain paths and I perform certain things. I just didn't have those opportunities. So I had to create them, work with what is there and create my own. So it was hard. But fun though. Let me not say it was hard and difficult. Well, it was hard, but today I am still doing it. It means that I've made it. It means and not that I have reached the pinnacle of success. It means that I have been consistent, step by step. being progressive. I believe in this thing. God has called me to do it. I say, Rasta propagates their philosophy and theology through the music, through the drama, through the dance. Look at what dancehall is doing now. How they choose. You have DICI, we have Yasa Safari, we have Muta, we have Kevin, bless Kevin and Robin and people. Yeah. And but someone get some inspiration. So I decided, listen, I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna do it because I follow. I do it because God. You hear how many times I've said it, and I'm speaking fast. I'm conscious of time. God has called me to do this, and it may I do. And so the call has changed in different ways, but I've been consistent with it.
Awesome. Nana,
we equip you. Yeah.
Awesome. Nana, we have to have a part 2. I'm hoping that we can have you on next week because we haven't even reached halfway, but so we have to have you on next week. Hopefully you will be
every day.
Awesome. All right. Now you mentioned some of the challenges, but talk to us about the fun part, the ups.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
The up. You see, it's one thing to envision something in your mind, a thought, like for example, you're writing a song or a poem. Me can't sing, but take for example, I just wrote this song for Against Autism a Survivor. I write this song, but I'm not a singer. And so I have to go to my people now, and we have to sing it to them. I'll cover my face, and then they trust me. I'm gonna trust them, and then they identify the artist, the right artist for that particular song, and you'll hear that song coming out too. And when the gentleman, I'll call his name, in name Showers, right? Pass through and add his vocal to the song. I hear it. I know we are preparing now to do the actual live recording. I use that little analogy to say when you look on the outcome, it brings joy. And then when again, to answer the question again by saying this, I premiered Against at Moon Palace, Jamaica, Moon Palace the other day. And when I look and saw the audience, about 300 people who are living with cancer, children and so on. And when I was through, the film was premiered, I saw people crying, not because they were depressed, but it was so cathartic. The film motivated them, blessed them. I stood up at the back of the room and I felt like we at church as the MC Curlin Brown was saying, come, let us all come to the front and build a circle. Oh, let's pray. It's good. Yeah, me feel like that I'm a joy. I live to create legacy because only what you do for Christ will last forever. So I create my legacy. You're in this space, you're now, my girl, do what you do. You have to do it with excellence and do it well. You don't know if tomorrow will be here. So a legacy may have been. So anytime I look at my legacy, through Kairos, Nana, me feel good in myself.
Awesome. Article worship. Tell us about that. All right, this is Love 101 FM, the family station. We're live on Facebook and we're also live on YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. I am talking with the multifaceted Nana Moses. Very talented, I'm telling you. A man of many hats. I believe he's having some technical difficulties on his side. But I'm sure he'll be back in just a moment. All right, we're trying to reconnect with Reverend Kevin Calvert, better known as Nana Moses. In the meantime, Pam Shirley, good afternoon. Beverly Grinnell says, big up my friend, Reverend. Maxine Clark says, good afternoon, Sister Sara-Ann and brother Melvin. All right, so we have reconnected with Nana Moses. Yes, Nana, you're back.
Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you now. Where was I?
All right. Okay. Yes, I'm here. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Computer.
That's okay. Yeah, so you just told us about the ups and those things.
Yes.
But you see, you're not a singer, right? You're not a dancer. I don't want. You're what, Chanta?
Look here, sister. This is just a man that is desperate to get the good news out. Desperate to not just speak to this space and to people's heart from above, but a man who is in the street, who has walked on the ground and hear and feel the stories of the people. And so whatever I need to do to get it out, I'll get it. Where I am weak, that's where the collaboration comes in. Me draw for the dance, me draw for whoever. It's just like being a filmmaker. You can't do everything yourself. You have to be a cinematographer, you need the director, you need the writer, you need the producer, you need the actor, you need them. You know?
You do.
Everybody have to just do what you have to do, you know? I just said it.
Amen. No. Tell us about article worship.
Okay. Article worship is a movement. Article worship it's a branded movement. Article worship is a production. It is poetry, drama, dance, music, and film. So so article worship is also by when I say it's a movement, it's an experience. You have to come to experience it. When we say, man no priest, man no protector, man no thieves, man no murder, man no waste time, pan street corner. With the pulsating music and drum and dance and music and all those things, you have to experience that. Or me say, young, strong, black woman, young, strong, black woman. You are a gem, you are an emblem, you are an oasis for this season and time, you are pure gold. It's an experience. And then article worship is an album of which you are playing Good Morning. And I've sent you some things, so check your mail, you'll see some new things.
Yes.
Yeah, it's also an album music. So like that.
Okay, all right. And then
music and film.
Awesome. And then what you went on to forming your production, Kairos Productions.
Kairos Creation Productions. And Kairos means God's timing.
God's timing.
You know, God's timing. And you know, just to link something with article worship and Kairos, I was at Hope United Church because you know I'm a minister.
Yes.
An ordained minister of words and sacrament within the United Church of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. Yeah? I remember being in church one Sunday. In my color, I never have a color at the time. I was a student. I sit down there, nice and easy. My hair never looks up, but I hear a voice when I'm sitting up there in the church that says, "You know the people you want to reach are not here." So I almost look round and say, "Church, me so dopey can't die in here." I look and then realize that the voice was coming from within me, and I realized the voice was saying to me, I said, "Where the people in there?" The voice said, the closest I get to church, if there's a funeral, they go to the graveside and stay outside the church. And if there's a wedding, they go to the reception. So I say, how you reach them people there? Through article worship. You have to go where the people are.
Yeah, right.
So when you check, I don't say I'm a gospel artist, I'm an artist because create the content to reach people, all kind of content. We create love song. We create all kind of something. If you listen to it, it not sound Christian, but I am an undercover cop for Christ at times.
Amen.
The spirit in which I create these things are the good news.
Amen. Right? Thank you. So what would you say is the difference between Kairos Creative Productions and Article Worship? What's the difference?
No, Kairos Creation Productions. All the things I do, Article Worship, Where is Melissa Against All Odds, all those productions are under Kairos Creation Productions. Production. So Kairos Creation Productions is just a label, it's just a brand that I use. While those other things like Article Worship now, they are just productions that are linked to it.
All right. No, Nana, how do you manage to stay humble amidst all of your achievements? How?
You know, when I did the film for Rescue, Rescue for the Ministry of Justice, and DSP Berry came to me once. I said to me, Nana, you know, you can be proud, be proud because you feel good. So what are you talking about? The film you created right now is at the UN. It means what it's there. They premiered it, and the film was premiered in several different languages, and it is there. And if you go to the UN, him say, me never got the UN yet. But him say, my film is there, my name is written down there. That was one of the moments which I was proud of. But listen, I brought up that story because I remember I said to God one time, and nobody knows when I just came back from England, And I never long me spend up there, no, but long enough for me could get some conscious. You know?
Yes.
I was walking, I'm going to church one Sunday. I'm a prayer. I'm like, God, nobody no know me. Only people in England will pay me the little pound. Me I walk, I say, no, not Jamaica. Me I walk. Me not take taxi, I walk. Do God. Nobody promote me if you know you become puffed up and then think me better than people. God, nobody embarrass me. Make me you stay right here so I walk. Nobody know me, God. Nobody lift me up and make the world know about me. And when the world know about me now, then me go out some fool something. Lord, do keep me humble here, so. Keep me humble. Keep me humble here, so. So it's always my prayer to seek. If you love people, you can't think better than people. And I'm on the call to do this, and if I mess it up, God to somebody else. So me, and there's always somebody out there who's better than me.
Yeah.
So if me, right now there are hundreds of points now, but by tomorrow now I gotta produce new things. So yeah, I have to keep myself humble. I hate that.
All right. Well, this is where we have to leave it for today, but we have part 2 coming up next week.
Okay.
My producer will be in touch with you, and we have lots more, plenty more to talk about. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was part 1 of Alive Highlights. Kevin Nana Moses Calvert inside Alive Highlights. Thank you so much, Kevin.
It was my absolute pleasure to be here and not the pressure at all. Peace and love. Good morning.
Awesome. Good morning. Awesome. So now we can get into the meat of the matter, more about your film production and the whole works next week.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Sure. Thank you so much.
Take care.
All right. Take care now.
Good. Love you with you.
Blessings. Thank you. Wow. Thank you guys so much for listening to Alive Highlights. My guest for today was Kevin Nana Moses Calvert. Wow, beautiful indeed. Thank you guys so much for watching.